Okay, so today we're going to be working on some oral motor exercises for your kiddos at home that need stimulation and awareness to these areas to help us with speech production. So my client here, Emily, is going to help me out doing these exercises. I'm going to use gloves. So if you're doing this on a child that's not yours, I recommend using gloves for sanitary purposes. If it is your own child, feel free to not use gloves. But for today's video demonstration, I will be using gloves. So every time we are starting our oral motor exercises, we always want to start with stimulation to the cheek area and giving massages. Can you just scoot a little closer to me? Thank you. I'm just gonna move this over a bit. Okay, awesome. I'm just gonna push your hair back. Can I put this behind your ear? Yeah. Okay, so our first massage is always going to be working on the cheeks because we want to bring stimulation and awareness to the cheeks. Some of our kiddos don't really understand how to use these muscles, and so we want to wake up everything in the face. So I always like to start in the midsection of the ear and bring it down to the smile line, if you can see that. Emily, can you just scoot a little closer? Let's see if we can get closer. Yeah, okay, perfect. So why don't you look at the camera for a second so they can see. I'm going to go down to the midsection of the ear and bring it straight down to the smile line of the mouth. Our goal is always to get 10, but the more the merrier. So we're going to try to do 10. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. So that's always how we would start, right? Waking everything up in the cheeks and bringing awareness to these muscles, right? And you can also start, it doesn't always have to be in the midline. We can also start at the top of the ear and bringing it down, going in this upper bone up here to the cheek. So you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting to 10. And we also can do the lower area of the cheek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting to 10 or more if possible. If you don't have a kiddo that can handle sitting through 10, you can always break it up 5 now and then 5 later. The next massage I like to do is going around the smile lines. Can you just look here? So I go in like a C motion, starting from the end of the nose all the way down to the chin in like a C shape, trying to get 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna do 5 for video purposes, but 10 or more is ideal. The next one that we like to do is we're gonna do above the lip, under the nose. We're bringing it down like in a sweeping motion. So I always like to support the back of the head because we don't want our kiddos putting their head back. So I'm always gonna put my hand in the back of their head and I'm gonna sweep down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put pressure, don't be scared. It's not gonna hurt them, but the more pressure, the better because we want them to feel the massages. It's gonna be better to wake everything up. And then the last one for the face is the chin. So we're gonna go in circular motions. We're gonna try to do it in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For that one, you can aim for 20. However many your kiddo can sit through would be great. So that's basically our facial exercises that we can do at home. So then after that, we move to inside the mouth. We want to bring awareness to all of the structures in the mouth, the inner cheeks, the lips, the tongue. Okay, so another one we're gonna do is cheek sweeps. So we're gonna take our toothette. Again, if you don't have a toothette, you can use your finger if it's your own child, but I like to use a toothette if I'm doing it on a client. So we take the toothette. Again, you're gonna support with your index and your ring finger, and I'm gonna say open, and I'm gonna take the toothette, I'm gonna put it in their mouth, and I'm gonna sweep in a C-like motion. So I'm always trying to get 10 on each side. So I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then to 10. And then on the other side, I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're always doing it in that C-like motion, and then you can go back to get your 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is just bringing awareness and stimulation to these muscles so the kids know that they're there and we need to use them. Another one I like to do are pulses. So I'll put the tooth back in their mouth and I'll pulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like a stretch, a pulse. We're just stretching the muscle. Again, always making sure we're trying to get to 10 if possible. Okay, so our next exercise are going to be lip sweeps, like inner lip sweeps. This is another exercise that will help with that lip rounding. So again, you want to support with your thumb and your index finger under the jaw and supporting the cheeks. And then I would say, okay, open. And you're always gonna start in the middle, in between where both lips lie. We're gonna start in that corner and we're gonna sweep up to the midline of the upper lip. You guys see that? So let's try again. We're gonna go to the middle and we're sweeping up in a C-like motion to the middle, to the 2 front teeth. So I would try to do 10 on each. For video purposes, I'm only gonna do 5, but the goal is 10 or more. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Always get 10. And then we're gonna go to the other side, starting midline of the lip to the 2 front teeth. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's for the upper lip. We're gonna do 10 on each side, and then we're gonna do the same for the bottom lip. So we're gonna start again, midline. I'll do it on this one for video purposes. We're gonna start in the middle and we're gonna go to the midline of the bottom lip. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's see, can I get with single? 5, just like that. So in a mini sweep-like motion, bringing awareness to those lips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is just gonna help our kiddos understand that we need to use our lip muscles, promote lip rounding, and get them out of that retracted state. So I like to start with the tongue sticking in and out. So we're gonna show you one of them today. So you always want to support the jaw because again, we don't want our kiddos to be bringing their head back. We want them to be sitting up in a 90-degree angle, using their core to support their breathing and keeping their head forward and focused on you. So I'm always going to support under the jaw with my thumb and my index finger. I'm going to hold. Again, use pressure. It shouldn't hurt them, but use pressure if you can. I'm going to say stick your tongue out. Right. And so can you just turn this way? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the goal is, so if I'm going to use something like a toothette. If you don't have a toothette at home, use your finger, use a pretzel stick. Sorry, close your mouth for a second. Use a pretzel stick, use your finger, use whatever you can to get that kiddo to catch something at the end, right? So I would stick whatever I have out. I'm using a toothette. You can get these at the dollar store. They're very inexpensive. Or use your finger if it's your own kid. And I will say catch it. I will hold it here and have them catch it. So the goal is for them to be able to stick their tongue out in a straight angle all the way out. So I'm going to say catch it, and you see she's trying to stick her tongue out. Let's try to get a little closer. Can they see? Let's see. I'm going to go catch it. There you go. See how she's catching that toothette? That's the goal. So we want to get those 10 at a time. So I would say catch it, and then I would say hide it. So catch it, hide it, so they know to bring it back into their mouth. Again, catch it, hide it, because we don't want them to just leave their tongue there, right? The goal is to bring it out and in, and we always, catch it again. So the goal is for them always to have their tongue sticking out straight. We don't want it pointing down, we don't want it up, we don't want it to the side. It should always be straight out. The main goal of it, can you open it without keeping your jaw closed? Like, catch it, leave your jaw open. Yeah. So the goal is for you to get this jaw opening with their tongue straight out, right? Because sometimes children will stick their tongue out with their jaw closed, but we want them to understand that those are 2 separate muscles. Our jaw and our tongue are 2 separate muscles, and we want them to be understanding that we need to disassociate them and use them separately. So the goal is stick your tongue out. Yeah, with their mouth open, right? Obviously, if they can't, you start with their mouth closed, work your way up to telling them, okay, mouth open, stick your tongue out, hide it. There you go, okay? And then keep going. Our goal is to get up to 10 of those. And then after that one, we're gonna work on moving our tongue side to side, each side. So this one, you would try to do 20, 10 on each side. So for these exercises, I forgot to mention, we also like to use like liquid candies. You can find these at the dollar store. If they don't like this, you can use something like peanut butter, jelly, whatever is like liquidy at home that you can get them to motivate them to do these exercises. If they don't like any of it, great, you don't need to use that. That's just like a little motivation tool that we like to use. But again, you're gonna support them with your thumb and index, and then we're gonna tell them, so whatever you have on this, if you don't have anything, that's fine. So I would bring my toothette or my finger over and I would say, catch it. And the goal is for them to move their tongue to that side of the face without turning their head. So they need to stay facing you and be able to move their tongue to the side, right? So let's do it again. Catch it. So now she's moving it to the other side. And the goal is I would go back and forth up to 20. So you're getting 10 on each side, making sure that they're not turning their head. And that's why you're supporting them, because you want to hold their head in place. There are going to be kiddos that are still going to try to turn their head. Practice makes perfect. You just have to keep practicing with them and reminding them like, oh, our head faces me, but we're just moving our tongue side to side, right? Because we want to get that tongue strong. It's like a workout for your body. We're using it on our tongue so we can get that tongue nice and strong. And then our next one, we want to bring the tongue up. So again, I would have candy, peanut butter, whatever your kid likes, and I would bring it up. Let's see, I'll stand up for this one. I would like to bring it up, resting it on their nose, and I would say catch it. So they lift it up. Some kids, it's going to be a tough one, but you try to rest it on their nose so they can kind of elevate that tongue all the way up. Always support them with your thumb and index under their jaw. Lift it, and then you'll say hide it, and you will lift it this away so they understand that you want them to hide the tongue back in the mouth now. And you'll say catch it. And yeah, and we're gonna do that for another 10 times. Every exercise, the goal is always to get to 10 if you can. If you need to break it up throughout the day, break it up throughout the day. Another exercise we like to do, so I'm gonna say open your mouth, and we're gonna find our magic spot behind our teeth. So for this exercise, I like to take the end of my toothette. Again, use your finger, use whatever you have available to you. And I would take something, again, like the candy, the peanut butter, or I would just, if I didn't have nothing, I would just take this. We're always gonna be looking for that alveolar ridge, that spot right behind our teeth. I press it there and I'll say, catch it. Make sure they're bringing their tongue, find your magic spot behind their teeth. Can you face the camera? So they're bringing their tongue to behind their teeth. Okay, and then I would say hide it. So they bring it back down. Yep, close the mouth. Okay, let's open, find your magic spot. Yep, so they know to bring their tongue to that spot. You can do it. All right, and then we're gonna say hide it, and we're gonna do that for 10 times because that helps us with certain sounds like L or L sound. We need to be able to find that spot behind our teeth, and some of our kiddos don't even know that that spot is there. They have no awareness of it, so we want to bring awareness to it. So again, I would say open your mouth. Let's find your magic spot behind your teeth. Good job. All right, hide it. Nice. And then we want to do that for 10 times. Another one I like to do, you can do this anywhere. During this exercise, in the car, in bath time, we can do tongue clicks. So I would just say, okay, let's practice clicking our tongue. And then you show them if they don't know. So I'd be like, let's say a kid was like, I don't know how to do that. I'd be like, okay, find your magic spot. And we're going to go try to bring our tongue down. Yeah. So the goal, I get as many as you can, right? We start with 10, but we want as many. So when you're in the car, you could be like, do your tongue clicks, do your tongue clicks. Like, let's do 5 right now. Can you look in the camera? Yeah. So that's just another exercise that requires no support, just teaching them to click their tongue over and over to strengthen that tongue muscle. And then another one that we like to do is kissy lips, puckering, rounding your lips. So a lot of children are always in like a retracted state back here, and we want to promote rounding awareness, loosening up the muscles in their lips. So again, I would take my toothette, put something on the ends of it, and I would say, okay, let's give a kiss. And I would do that again 10 times, every time, and having them pucker their lip, providing support to the cheeks and the end of the lips, creating this prompt movement, squishing the lips together and saying kiss, kiss. And you would do that for 10 or more times, because a lot of the times, like I said, our kids are always back here and we just want to bring awareness and loosen the tension that's there to promote rounding for words that require those rounding movements. Another way you can promote lip rounding is with bubbles. You can take bubbles and say, okay, let's blow bubbles, and have the kids try to blow them. That also is another way to promote rounding. Okay. And those are the ones that we should always be practicing at home. Like I said, we can break them up. You can do 5 in the morning of each set, 5 at night, getting as many as you can. And it will really help our kiddos with their speech production when they have awareness to these muscles. Thanks for listening.